Alright, this is a video response to Blows Himself Up Dude's Earth 1 video about what he wants to see and for Superman and Batman Earth 1. I'm gonna start with Superman. Here's the thing. Okay, Batman has a new costume, but from the pictures, Superman doesn't. What I want is a new costume. I want to be able to look at something and go, okay, this isn't the same Superman we know. This is a different one. And a new costume definitely would not hurt. Something new we haven't seen before. We've seen, the S on the chest, which is cool, in the overalls. I want to see that kind of like the overalls. I want to see that kind of gone and something new with the costume. I don't have a really problem with it. I would just like to have an updated new costume. Another thing I like to see is new villains. I don't want this to be, and this goes for Batman too, I don't want this to be Lex Luthor, or I don't want this to be Joker. I want it to be something new. I want them to introduce new villains into the mythos. Now, they're kind of exploring that in New Krypton, where there's a bunch of Kryptonians around. I would like to see something more like that. Maybe they can introduce, they have Zod. Maybe they can introduce more, aliens. Maybe Krypton back in the day had a war with an opposite alien race. You know what I'm saying? And when Krypton blew up, they also, when Krypton blew up, that the alien race that the Kryptonians were having a war with, perhaps one of them comes to Earth to finish a job. That'd be interesting because they really haven't done anything like that. Another thing I would like to see is Lois be more a stronger version of Lois, where she's kind of like how they're doing with her now. She's a career woman, but she can also defend herself. Like, she doesn't need to be saved and stuff like that. And I would like them to bypass the origins, because we know the origins for both characters. I would like them to play with the idea more that Superman is like more of the women in his life, like Lana Lang. I would like to see more of her. I like to see Jimmy Olsen actually know who Superman is. Who is, secret identity that he's Clark Kent. I would like to see them play with that idea. Another thing I'd like to see is kind of explain more how his powers work. You know what I'm saying? Like he didn't just all of a sudden get him. Like, I want them to kind of like play with it, like how he uses them. How does those laser eyes work? Those eye beams, how do they work? What emotion does he have to use in order for him to use, those different powers he has? The ice breath and stuff like that. I would like to kind of explain that, and also, just do something different with Jor-El, and don't just have him and the guy in the crystal. Do something a little different that we haven't seen before. And as far as the other villains, I like to see new designs for them. I did see them taken more seriously, I should say, especially for Doomsday, when they kind of introduced Doomsday. I want to see a new design. I like to see a more smarter Doomsday, and the same with Grundy. Like, they play with the idea that Grundy was smart in a JLA run, and I like that idea. And he was in a suit. I would like for them to kind of play with that idea. That'd be very interesting if they did that. And as for Lex, I don't know. Lex really can't do anything new, but I would like to see them take a new twist on Lex. It'd be interesting to see what they do with him. And like I said, new villains, new costumes, and Another thing I would like to see is explain Metropolis, like explain the different parts of Metropolis. You know what I'm saying? Like they never really done that. They never really got into the idea of what Metropolis really is. Like they've kind of like did maps of the DC universe, which is kind of cool. But I like to see them kind of go, okay, this side of Metropolis is really bright, but maybe another side of Metropolis is really bad and dark, and you know, because each city has its good parts and its really bad parts. You know what I'm saying? Like the west part can be really good, and the north part's really dark and messed up. I like to see them explore that, and the same with Smallville, which is basically outside of Kansas. I like to see them like explore the entire environment and stuff like that. Just kind of shows what the city is really made of, and that'll be very cool and interesting to see if they do that. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what JMS is gonna do with Superman. Like, I know I'm probably not gonna get it, but I do want to see a new costume. I really do. Because they never really played with Superman costume. They had the blue and red thing, and then they had the they changed his hair. They made it long. He had like a mullet going for a while, and then they kind of they played with the S on the chest. They've kind of played with that, but I like to see something different. You know what I'm saying? Something new. And as far as the kind of sidekicks go, like Mon-El, and Superboy and Supergirl, I'd like to see something new with them too as well. That'd be very interesting. And Krypto. Now let's move on to the sister city of Metropolis, Gotham City. Same thing. I want to see what Gotham's made of. You know, I want to see a kind of a map of Gotham, something we haven't seen about Gotham that we didn't know before. And as far as Batman goes, his costume looks cool. I like it. It looks fine to me. Alfred looks badass. He looks great. And something that I like them to explore with Batman is, again, new villains. I want to see new villains. I don't want to see just a Joker. And that's it. New takes on the villains. They don't really have to go into the past, but I would like to see some of Batman's other masters, like his masters for the martial arts he had to learn, his detective master, the person who taught him about detective work and criminology. I like to see that. And just a lot of new things we haven't seen before. I'm hoping that they don't kind of, I don't know, play out the Nolan universe. I don't want to see that. I want to see something new and exciting. Opening a new villain is interesting. Some villains I like to see redone, maybe done right. Maybe it's probably Prometheus and Hush. That'd be interesting. They've kind of played off that, and you know, it's going to be interesting to see what Jeff Johns does with this. It's going to be interesting. I don't know, maybe as far as the sidekicks go, Robin, and they can come later. I just want to see some really characterization with Bruce Wayne / Batman. I don't want this to be angry Batman. Angry Batman. You know what I'm saying? Like they did with Frank Miller. I don't want to see that. I want to see Batman, a more sympathetic Batman, a more down-to-earth Batman. You know what I'm saying? And something I can really latch on to as far as Batman goes, because they've always kind of written him as kind of an asshole. But I don't want to see that. I want to see a sympathetic Batman, something more like the animated series. You know, he was serious, but he was yet sympathetic. I want to see more sides of Bruce Wayne and stuff like that. Because we never really get to see the real Bruce. I want to see him talking with Alfred, and when something goes wrong, he talks to Alfred, and they have a very human conversation. And that's really what I would like to see for these two characters. Also, I don't want this to just be Batman and Superman. Let's play with other characters too. They just kind of keep in the shadows. Heck, maybe we can get a Batman ongoing. Earth One. Because I'm pretty sure Wonder Woman, kind of play with her a little bit. Aquaman maybe. Red Tornado. Something new. I don't want to see this Batman and Superman again. What they did with the All-Star. Something new and interesting. Alright, that's my thoughts on this subject, and I am out.